Hi everyone, I'm Allie with the Potomac Bead Company, and I'm going to tell you today how to make a multi-strand bracelet go into one strand. This is a question that one of our YouTube subscribers had, Debbie Reeves, and we try to answer your questions and make some videos to answer them as well. So this is one for her. She had a question of how you get a 3-strand bracelet into one strand, so that way you can use an extender chain in case you're making a bracelet for someone that you're not sure what length you need it to be. It's a good question because there are a lot of 3-strand clasps out there, but not a lot of 3-strand clasps that you can add an extender to. So I've done one end on each of these bracelets to show you 2 different ways that you can finish it. The first method is just using 3 soldered rings. So the first rings that I have on here are soldered rings, attaching them to a jump ring or a split ring, and then attaching your lobster clasp. On the other end, we'll attach a little piece of chain for our extender chain. And then the other one here is using the 3 strands and coming into one strand, and then using a rather large crimp tube. And this is a 3x3 crimp tube. So to do the method on this Cape Amethyst quartz and rose quartz bracelet, all I'm going to be doing is attaching my crimp tubes to soldered rings, and then I'm going to take those soldered rings and attach them to a jump ring with a chain on it, so it makes it interchangeable. You can also use this method that you can put 2 lobster clasps on either end, and you can make a necklace then that you could attach chain to make a necklace that can convert into a bracelet. I'm going to put my crimp tube on, attach to my soldered ring, run the wire back through the crimp tube. Sometimes, depending on the size of wire, you can run back through your beads that are right next to it. I like to use seed beads at the end or small beads at the ends of my multi-strand projects, so that way when you're going back to them, it's not fitting in next to all those really, really big beads. I'm going to take my flat nose pliers. You can also use a crimping pliers. It's up to you. And the needle nose pliers will also do the trick. You can use crimp covers too. I have not used crimp covers just so you can see them, but I'm going to continue doing this with each strand, crimping onto the soldered rings. And then once we get all those soldered rings in place, we'll use the jump ring to attach. This works well also for mother's bracelets. If you have a mother's bracelet or a name bracelet that you want to give as a gift, and you're not sure exactly the size of the person that you're giving it to, rather than doing it on stretchy string, you can always use this method. Another thing you can use other than the soldered chain, or the soldered ring, is some chain, and you can attach a piece of chain to the middle, and then you can just attach the side pieces here on a 3-strand to that with jump rings. My last crimp bead is going on, and my last soldered ring. Pulling that through. Just doing a flat crimp with my needle nose. Cutting off this extra wire. Like I said, normally I would use crimp covers. Whenever I cut wire right after the crimp tube, I like to use crimp pliers so you don't get any wire kind of pulling at you. I'm going to take this crimp bead, the jump ring, and I'm going to open up the jump ring. I open up that jump ring, slide it through all my rings that are here. And you want to make sure whatever order you used on the first side, you're using that same order on the second side, so that way it's sitting correctly. I'm also going to attach that jump ring to my chain. If you're not a fan of jump rings or you're not using a very thick jump ring, you can always use a split ring as well, or coil some wire. My chain is going to attach then to here, and then I can attach my clasp to my lobster. The other method that I used on this blue lapis and pewter bracelet is going back into one strand. To do that, again, I'm using seed beads, just some little 11-0 seed beads, so that way the large beads aren't going right next to one another. I'm putting on a bead to bring it all together, And then I've decorated it a little bit by using another bead, a spacer bead, as well as another one of the fire agate beads. And I put these on. Cut these also, they match. Makes it a little easier. Run that last fire agate bead through. And you can choose if you want to. You could put a crimp bead right here and then cut off all but one strand. I prefer to use the larger crimp tube so that way I know it's holding all of the beads. I'm going to put that larger crimp tube on. And then I'm going to pick up my lobster clasp or another ring, whatever I'm attaching to. And I'm going to put all the wires through the lobster. And then I'm running the wire back through that big 3x3 millimeter crimp tube. So it's a big crimp tube, but it gets all of these wires back through rather easily. This crimp tube is also great to work with 0.5 leather or 1 millimeter leather will even fit back through. Then you're going to go in with your flat nose pliers and just do a nice flat crimp. And flatten that out. Cut off those extra wires there as close as you can. And then you have your bracelet that you can attach another extender chain to if you want, and that way you can make it interchangeable. Again, like I said, it's a nice idea if you are making a bracelet that's interchangeable to make it a necklace piece as well. So what you can do is take another piece of chain or another necklace, and as long as you make it 16 inches, you can wear it by itself or you can wear it with this 3-piece extender on it. You'll attach your lobster here to this side and then come around with your necklace and you'll attach the other end to the lobster on this side. So it makes a nice piece that if you are making a bracelet as a gift for someone, you don't know their size, you're using an extender chain, or you're not exactly sure how they're going to use it, you can make that additional necklace piece at least 16 to 18 inches, and that's going to be a nice use for them to wear that piece by itself or to add the 3 strands to hang down from the middle. So hopefully, Debbie, that answers your questions. If anyone else has questions or comments or wants to know how to do something, we're happy to help you guys as much as possible. You can post the question on our Facebook page, or you can just leave a note right at the end of this video. Tell us what you want to learn, and we're happy to help you out that way. Thanks a lot for watching. If you get a chance, visit one of our stores. You can check out the locations at potomacbeads.com/locations. And you can also visit our Facebook page, like I said, to ask questions, to check out the different projects that we're doing, the classes as well, and also just to get to see daily info from us. Check out the rest of our Facebook or the rest of our YouTube videos and get lots of ideas. So thanks for watching and happy beading.